So, PowerPoint gate, folks. So I'm on the New York Times here. January 6th committee examines PowerPoint document sent to Meadows. Mark Meadows' lawyer said the former White House chief of staff did not act on the document, which recommended that President Donald J. Trump declare a national emergency to keep himself in power. So for those of you that don't know, again, Mark Meadows, former congressman from the great state of North Carolina, where I live, went to become the chief of staff for Donald Trump in some hot water right now. So let's talk about this. The House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol is scrutinizing a 38-page PowerPoint document filled with extreme plans to overturn the 2020 election that Mark Meadows, the last chief of staff to President Donald J. Trump, has turned over to the panel. Folks, like, remember when the Eastman memo came out and all the motherfuckers were like, oh, it's just one page. No, it's not that serious. It's just one page. Well, okay, now we got 38 pages. The document recommended that Mr. Trump declare a national emergency to delay the certification of the election and include a claim that China and Venezuela had obtained control over the voting infrastructure in a majority of states. A lawyer for Mr. Meadows, George J. Terwilliger III, Jesus fuck, said on Friday that Mr. Meadows provided the document to the committee because he had merely received it by email in his inbox and did nothing with it. We produced the document because it wasn't privileged, Mr. Terwilliger III said. Phil Waldron, a retired Army colonel and an influential voice in the movement to challenge the election, said on Friday from a bar he owns outside of Austin, Texas, that he had circulated the document titled Election Fraud, Foreign Interference, and Options for 6 Jan among Mr. Trump's allies and on Capitol Hill before the attack. Mr. Waldron said that he did not personally send the document to Mr. Meadows, but that it was possible someone on his team had passed it along to the former chief of staff. It is unclear who prepared the PowerPoint, but it is similar to a 36-page document available online, and it appears to be based on the theories of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, a Texas entrepreneur and self-described inventor. I love that, self-described inventor, who has appeared with Mr. Waldron on podcasts discussing election fraud. Mr. Waldron said he was not surprised that Mr. Meadows had received a version of the document, which exists in varied forms on internet sites. On January 4th, members of Mr. Waldron's team, he did not identify them, spoke to a group of senators, okay, and briefed them on the allegations of supposed election fraud contained in the PowerPoint. Mr. Waldron said the following day, he said he personally briefed a small group of House members that discussion focused on baseless claims of foreign interference, blah, blah, blah. So this guy is going around talking to Republican members of the House and the Senate and in the White House, and they're all talking about, that's a good idea. Mr. Meadows is not known to have worked directly with Mr. Waldron, who has described his military background as involving information warfare. However, Rudolph I always love Rudolph W. Giuliani, Mr. Trump's personal lawyer as he fought to stay in power, has cited Mr. Waldron as a source of information for his legal campaign. Uh-oh. Mr. Meadows remains in a legal battle with the Jan 6th committee, which is moving forward with holding him in criminal contempt of Congress for refusing to appear for a scheduled deposition or to turn over documents he believes could violate Mr. Trump's assertions of executive privilege. Mr. Trump has filed suit claiming he still has the power to keep White House documents secret, an assertion several courts have rejected, though the case appears headed for the Supreme Court. Oh, the Supreme Court. Oh. Mr. Meadows has responded by filing a suit, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, you would think when you get these kinds of things, right, you should be taught, like, on January 7th, all of these motherfuckers should have been like, yeah, there were a bunch of crazy motherfuckers who sent this to me. I should have taken it more seriously. I didn't. Right? These motherfuckers threatened to storm the Capitol, and I should have taken this seriously. Why are we just finding out about this now? That tells me that they're more deeply involved. Let's assume, right, let's take Mr. Meadows at his word, right? He's not involved. He did not circulate this at all. Republicans didn't circulate it at all. No one took it seriously. If that's the case, why not talk about it on January 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? Why wait until December to bring up that there was a 38-page PowerPoint on how to overthrow the election? Does anyone know? Like, shouldn't you want to cover your bases if you didn't actually have any involvement? Why would you cover something up that doesn't implicate you? It's because it does implicate them. It's because they were considering it. It's because they were passing it around, and they did take it seriously. That's why. This shit's fucked up, folks. I don't know what to tell you, but goddamn,